Okay, so I decided to do a video that maybe explains things a little bit better about who I am and introduce myself and kind of just let people know about this channel, I guess, or have at least a link in case Nick has me on, which, yeah, that'd be cool. But if he does, I just would rather have a link so that people get introduced to me, and I can have links in the description for my website and my business, and we'll see if I decide to do stuff here again, but we'll talk about that. So, talking points. The first one, introduce myself. So I am Eric Allen. I run a business called Holistic Life Consultants. It is a practice that has therapists, counselors, coaches, people like that we have work with people on different aspects and areas of their life based on the expertise of the people on my team. So my expertise obviously is in parents and parent training, in relationship coaching, relationship training, like how to be a better person for your other person, and children's therapy, child development, things like that. So anything related to parenting and kids. Long background in that, and I'll talk about that in a minute, but that's kind of the stuff I like to do. I like doing career stuff. I like working with people on what their goals are, and kind of everything is connected. That's why the holistic part of Holistic Life Consultants, go figure. So that's me, but I have other people on the team that focus on career, that focus on college essays, college work. There's people on the team who have experience in higher education, like a lot, like my colleague Chris, who's like my best friend since we were like 4, and he's the dean of students at a university in Pennsylvania. So, there's a lot of things that we do as a business, and we're online. Everything's online. You don't have to be here in Massachusetts. I should also give some background about me. I live in Massachusetts, and I take care of 2 kids. One's a teenager. That's obviously different than a child if you have kids. I'm pretty not cool. I like nerd stuff. I like books, comic books, video games, movies, television. I read a lot of things about a lot of things. So I just get interested in a lot of science stuff. Obviously, I got interested in the legal stuff because of the Rittenhouse trial, and that kind of led me over to the other trials, the Kim Potter, Canterbury, and now and I'll talk about this in a minute too, this what I would call a road rage incident. So that's kind of me, pretty normal. I have friends in Pennsylvania, and I have a house there, so I go there too a lot. So I'm between Pennsylvania and Massachusetts. I grew up in Northeast Pennsylvania in the country. I was just telling one of my kids about how I almost hit cows one night driving because they broke out of the fence, and we were just kind of having to stop. It was actually really dangerous because it was nighttime and there's no streetlights in the country. So those were the sorts of things that I dealt with as a young child of the 90s. Yeah, that's enough for now. You guys want to have more questions, you can ask me about my background. Experience in education. I got my first job in therapy and counseling in 2005. That was before I even finished my undergrad degree, but it was the same job that I had when I graduated. I was a TSS, therapeutic staff support. I worked with children on the autistic spectrum. I worked with the hardest behavioral cases in the very poorest areas of Northeast Pennsylvania. Cut my teeth doing some really difficult work. I worked in an ER. I worked with nurses and doctors. I did triage. For 3 years, I was working with people that schizophrenia, drug use, arrests, all that kind of fun stuff. It actually really was enjoyable, and it was a huge amount of experience in a short amount of time. I had like 5 jobs with the same agency. So I did my graduate work at Marywood University. I did psychology. They asked me to go into the PsyD program, but like I told Nick, it was just another 4 or 5 years of kind of the same types of classes. And it's not like I don't know how to do research and I can't read. And I had an amazing group of supervisors where I worked. So I was getting the same kind of stuff, but instead of getting paid to get that experience in education, I would have to pay. Then I would have to get a residency. And then I would go for my license, which really a license just gives you the ability to have your license taken away. So I have a lot of issues with the psych system. I'd be happy to do many videos about that for you aspiring therapists and counselors out there if you'd like that. And we'll talk about that again more later on for the expectations of the channel. But it's not that I don't love being educated in psychology. I think I do at least 12 to 20 research articles every week that I read through and dissect and look for if it's the appropriate N, if the methods and statistics were correctly analyzed, if the vocabulary words for the actual study make sense and that they're doing the things they say they're doing, because the methodology is really, really important, not the conclusion. So I'm not just reading abstracts. I do a lot of research on that. I have a lot of colleagues in the field. I've gained a lot of experience over the years working with really talented doctors and psychiatrists, psychologists, and other counselors. So it's not like I don't want to learn and grow in this field. I never stopped, and I didn't wait for school to teach me how to be better at this. I have a fantastic success rate. It's definitely what I would consider to be higher than the average with clients. I do fire clients when they're not listening because what am I supposed to do? You're not doing the things I'm talking about, so how could you ever get better? And I don't want to waste your time or money. So anyway, that's been my life. I've been doing this now, like I said, since '05, so do some math on that, and that's how long I've been in the field. I've wanted to be a therapist since 14, and I love what I do. I love being my own business owner. I love doing what I do to help people. I love seeing people progress. I love helping parents. Parents have it hard, man. Parents today, it's tough. So that's kind of my area of passion right now. I really do enjoy working with parents, but I do work with just a myriad of clients, from people in their teens to people in their 60s and 70s. Like, it doesn't matter. I've had a lot of really good experience with them. Oh, I did cancer work. God, I can't forget about that. I worked with people with cancer, was the pure health and wellness therapist for people who had different stages of cancer. And that was some really serious experience as well. And it was great experience for perspective on life, because I worked with a lot of people that I lost because they just didn't win the battle. I hate that battle against cancer. That's so stupid, the battle against cancer. Like, just watch Norm Macdonald talk about the battle against cancer. Just look that skit up. It explains how I feel about it. So that's all I want to kind of go into right now about my background. Interests and streaming background. So I had a podcast, Defeated by Delicious Fruit Pies. My friends and I did it for years. We loved it. It was fun. It never made money. It never went anywhere. I did get caught once in Disneyland. A fan found me and was like, "Oh, are you Eric from Defeated by Delicious Fruit Pies?" And I actually got a picture with him. It was literally the weirdest thing that had ever happened to me at that time related to the internet. But I did that. I continued that on YouTube for a while. I don't know if I still have the videos up on that, but you can look for it. Make fun of me for some of that stuff, because it's pretty bad. Some of it's pretty bad. Some of it's funny. I have no problem making fun of myself. I really enjoyed it. I love the content that I was doing, and I felt good about the product. But, let me know. I also had the Life Coach Coast to Coast for a while on Twitch. I did some Twitch streaming during the beginning of the pandemic, so I'm familiar with live streaming. I did it. I have OBS. I have the whole setup. I paid for this XSplit VCam, and I got a Blue Yeti that Nick and the other guys were making fun of because it's so sensitive, because it really is. But I can't afford the mixer and the other stuff. It's just not worth it right now for me to upgrade the rig. You know what I mean? Like, I want to do it piece by piece if I get back into this. That's a big if. Expectations for the channel and questions for chat, if there are any. I'm just the dude who runs a business. I have some ideas. I was a debater for a while. I know how to speak. I definitely have opinions that offend people. So if that's up your alley, you'll enjoy me. I make crass jokes. I make a lot of references to movies and music and things like that, video games, just random references. And I'm happy to give analysis from the psychological perspective. I won't stay in my lane. So if there's something that I think I know a little bit about, I'm happy to talk about it, but not much. And I'd love to have experts on. I'd love to do interviews and talk to other people. It's kind of weird to just sit and listen to one person over and over. I know it's much better when there's a panel or there's guests. So I'll try to do that if you want. I'd love you guys in the comments or chat or whatever to let me know if there's anything you're interested in, if you even are. I mean, that's the secret. So if that's something that you want, that's something you're interested in, that's fine. I'm also going to have the links to my business. I do small group sessions. I'm not Jack Murphy, so I don't do those kind of groups, but I do small group sessions for parents, for relationship coaching, for individual coaching, and college coaching. Those are relatively inexpensive because they are groups, and it runs a lot like this. It's like a live stream where you can type in questions that nobody's going to see, unless you want to be seen, in which case you're a weird exhibitionist, and I probably don't want you on my services. But then I have the individual work that I do with people, and you can feel free to sign up on my calendar for a 15-minute consultation if you want to know what I could do for you, if there's anything I can do for you. Maybe there isn't, and I will tell you that if that's true. So, but I'd be happy to get back on here if there's some analysis, even for courtroom stuff, if you want me to go over testimony and talk about truthfulness, or talk about one of the ideas that I had was, honestly, I don't know why nobody's talked about this case that we're currently looking at as just a basic road rage case. Both people were angry. It got out of hand. Somebody died. There's all kinds of videos about that. I don't know why this is special. The guy was obviously pissed off enough to ride his bike up, turn around, punch a guy in the face, and then go on his merry way. You think he wasn't angry anymore after that? Like, no, he was still pissed off. And then the guy comes back. He's like, oh, good, a second shot. I think I'm going to blow his brains out. I mean, we can't know what's in his head, but I mean, it's road rage. People get irrationally furious and do stupid things that they regret for the rest of their lives. If they're still alive. I don't know why nobody talks about it like that. It's road rage, dude. This is not a complicated case. And the judge is right to be pissed off. And I just found out that the Packers lost. So he's going to be really pissed on Monday. I'm really excited about that. So anyway, I just wanted to give this as an introduction video. I don't know if I'm going to even do anything with this. I'll leave this up and then I'll start making some videos, maybe, if time allows and it starts to pick up traction and you guys actually are interested enough to comment. Thank you for those of you who've already commented or already submitted things to me on my website, letting me know that I have a typo, so I appreciate that. So thank you for everybody who's already shown interest and sent out encouragement. Thank you, Nick Rekieta. Seriously, thank you for having me on. It was really fun and interesting for me. I'm proud of myself. It was kind of one of those, really tried not to fanboy. I tried not to be that guy. I think I did okay, but thank you for that opportunity. And I hope to hang out with you again. It was just a great time. I really enjoyed it. I think you're the man. I think I just agree with a lot of your takes, and there's things I disagree with, which I hope I get to talk to you about someday. So thanks, guys. This is pretty much it. This is all I'm going to do for now, unless something else happens. This may be the last video I do on YouTube. So, all right. See you guys.